Back in November 2018, we noticed water leaking in and around our fireplace. There was also water down in our basement near our cleanout box. Earlier that year in February, we had Paramount Chimney come out and put a sleeve in our fireplace flue and seal off our oil heater flue because we had gotten a new heater system that had a direct vent. We also had our bricks treated with a water sealer. So in November, when we noticed the leak, we were disappointed. We were getting ready to go out of town, so I went up and put a tarp on top of the chimney to stop the leaking. We returned home to find evidence that water was still leaking in the house. On December 12th, Joey and JP from Paramount Chimney came out to repair the crown. It's Friday night, December 28th, and we're getting a lot of water through our chimney again. This is what it looks like down in the lower basement. And there's water coming down the wall up here on this side also. And it's just puddling up here in the basement. This is what it looks like up inside the chimney when the water is coming. It's not even raining that hard. And you can see water is coming down all four sides of the inside of the chimney, but it's not coming in the liner sleeve. What it is doing is pulling up in the corners and going down the back wall and also going into the firebox. So this is what we've been doing to try to mitigate the leaking inside of our house. On December 2nd, I went in and cleaned out the firebox. This is the one underneath the wood-burning stove, and it was completely filled up with really damp ash. So that's that side. The other side, I'm going to go in next. That's the clean out side for the appliance. We used to have a heater, an oil burning heater that used that side. That's now sealed off, and that's the side that water was leaking in from the top of the chimney. We can see that. There's a little bit of water in there, but not too much. And there's no ash in there because the appliance was not burning wood. So here's a diagram of our chimney. Neither flue is being used. Our wood-burning stove has a liner, and the appliance is no longer being used. But we've still got water coming in, and that's the problem. So it's June 20th. We're getting a little bit of rain here. You can see, not too much. Just coming down a little bit. Oh, we've got the leak again. Water leaking down the back of the chimney and on the sides. At this point, the fireboxes are still pretty dry. It had been raining and we've been catching it up in the fireplace, but it hadn't been making it down into the firebox. You can see from this video right here. Over on the appliance side was also still pretty dry, but then we started noticing a little bit of water get in there, and that was the first place that started getting water. You can see it in this video right here, dripping down the back of that flue. Then as the storm progressed a little bit longer, we started getting more and more water. This is back inside the firebox that's under our fireplace, and it is starting to see water come down in there, and that firebox is getting wet. But it wasn't too bad that day. On the 23rd, we got a little bit more rain, but still not a really bad storm. Looking outside here, this is just kind of a light sprinkle, and it doesn't look like it should be that bad, but and you can see how high our fireplace is. There's no pooling water down around our fireplace. There's no water getting in from ground level or anything like that. Could be the flashing though. That's one thing we're concerned about. But the chimney is outside exterior, and it doesn't look like there's a flashing issue. But inside, we've got waterworks. This is like an indoor waterfall. We had to empty these twice within a couple of hours. And this is what we're dealing with basically every time it rains. With all the water going down the back and the sides of the chimney, the fireboxes did start to fill up, and we did start to get flooding in our basement. This is the firebox underneath the chimney. And we have the same thing for the firebox underneath the appliance, which is no longer being used. And that's where water's seeping into our basement.